Hey, One Plus Armor fans! Here's another battle report. Today we're going to be playing Da Blood and Da Glory from the upcoming Green Mountain Boys Da VTGT on July 28th in Bolton, Vermont.
Apparently they're part orc.
Yeah, that's all that green gets to them after a while.
Yeah.
So it's a Blood and Glory mission. With basically a few bonus points. You get +1 for breaking your opponent, +1 for not being broken, +1 for having fortitude in the enemy's deployment zone, and +1 for not having enemy's fortitude in your deployment zone. So with all that, we're going to see if we can manage this. We both got some fast-moving stuff and a lot of heavy hitters. But this is also a rematch for myself and Andrew, where I may or may not have cheated to get a tie last time. So we'll try to remember the rules this time around. With that in mind, Andrew, why don't you walk us through your list here?
Yeah, so it's my basic Nurgle list. So 2 blocks of 24 Plague Bearers. One has a Herald. He has the thing that gives him regen.
Fecundity.
Fecundity. My BSB's over here. He has the same thing and a greater gift. He usually takes the Fencer's Blade, so most things hit him on 6s. 3 single Beasts of Nurgle. So 2 sort of as blockers, and then see where that guy needs to go. Of 1 block of Plague Drones, full command in there, and I think a Magic Banner. Big Papa, he has a greater gift, 2 lessers, and he's a level 4 Nurgle. So this time he got impact hits D3, the 2+ ward save, and the breath weapon, so strength 2, no armor save, breath weapon.
Does he have the Bale Sword always, or is that one of the gifts?
It's a trade out for one of the greaters, so he doesn't have the Bale Sword this time.
I might live!
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
Then I got Epidemius out back.
Of course.
Chilling.
Alright, and what do you have for magic?
For magic, I got Blaze of Putrefaction, so that gives a unit poison attacks, or it makes their poison 1+ better if they already have it. Curse of the Leper, it's either an augment or a hex. It adds or subtracts D3 toughness from the target. Oh, and I can extend the range to 36. Something I never knew, actually. Then I have Fleshy Abundance, so that gives a unit regen, and if they already have it, it adds +1 to a maximum of 2, which is pretty nice. And the final one is Plague Wind. It's a vortex. Anything touched by the template has to take a toughness test or suffers a wound with no armor saves. I can choose to make it the larger template. And yeah, that's about it.
Alright.
So what do you got, Logan?
Over on my side of the table, we've got 2 units of Dire Wolves with Doom Wolf upgrade.
Holy.
I know, right? 2 units of 20 Zombies with a Musician standard. The bats in there are just unit filler, just so I can have some stuff to summon with. 3 Spirit Hosts, who will, of course, die unfortunate deaths against demons, but they're really useful against other lists, so I keep them in there. A unit of 37 Ghouls, a Terrorgeist, and then 11 Black Knights with Barding and Lances, my Vampire Lord over on the side, White King BSB, a level 1 Vampire Hero, and a level 1 Necromancer. For magic, let me just come over here to my cards. I have got Van Hell's Dance, this is on my level 4, Gaze of Nagash, Raise Dead, and Invocation of Nehek. And on both my level 1s, I just took Invocation of Nehek, because triple Invocation tends to keep me alive pretty well. So with that, we're just here for the roll-off. Andrew has the +1, so let's see who's going first.
Do you have Vanguards?
I do have Vanguards. Alright. We'll do that, then we'll come back and film the roll-off. Good catch. We always forget this. I always forget it. Alright, we're back here. Andrew forgot a rather critical component of his army, the Hero Nurglings, who killed a Terrorgeist last time. So we've got those. They have their scout deployment, and then I have my Vanguards. My wolves just moved up on the side there, and these guys just shuffled up a little bit. So now we've got the roll-off. Andrew's got the +1, and Andrew's going first.
Yes,
awkward left-handed handshake. Oh god, I popped my own hand. Terrible. Alright. Be back at the end of Demons 1. Hey, we're here at the end of Demons 1. What happened?
Not too much. Just sort of moved everything up, started jockeying for position. Logan's army's pretty quick, so I'm going to try to let him come to me. Magic phase. I rolled a 7, so nothing on the Eye of the Gods. Tried to cast Curse the Leper on my Plague Drones to buff him up. He dispelled it with all of his dice. Then I cast the Vortex spell. What's that one called?
Plague Wind.
Plague Wind, that's it. Fired it right off this corner down there. Rolled range of 24, so it went pretty far in. Killed a knight, put a wound on each of his spirit hosts. Cast irresistibly, got magic feedback. It didn't wound me. Lost the rest of my dice, so, you know, whatever. I did get a free Plague Bearer out of it, though, for causing wounds. That's basically it, though. We'll see what happens.
Alright, we'll be back with Vampires 1. Alright, we're here at the end of Vampires turn 1. Had a couple big charges. The ghouls charged up and managed to clip into both the Toad and the Nurglings. Took out a base and a half of Nurglings and did 1 wound against the Toad. Andrew needed, you were on Snake Eyes, I think, for both units. And rolled Snake Eyes on the Nurglings and got them all back. And only took a single wound on the Plague Toad, or the Beast of Nurgle. So that worked out really well for him. My Night Bus also managed to get charged into the Plague Drones, and only the Champion is left standing with one wound left? 2 wounds left?
2 wounds.
2 wounds left. After needing Snake Eyes and rolling a 3, so worth keeping. Outside of that, just shuffled some things around. Tried to cast Raise Dead, but that got dispelled. Got Van Hells off with, so I got rerolls on everything within 12 inches there. But unfortunately, since I didn't pop those Plague Drones, Andrew's got a really good opening to get in and cause me a world of hurt. Which is what I was hoping would not happen, but it is what it is. Figured we'd have some fun. So with that, we're going into Demons turn 2. Alright, into Demons 2, what happened?
A bunch of stuff, actually. So, my drone charged one of the spirit hosts that was here. Won the combat, killed it, and then just reformed it face down, everything in sort of this direction. In this combat, his ghoulies finally tanked out the Nurglings and the Toad that was here. I think the Toad popped on combat res.
Yeah, I had 1 wound left.
Maybe killed like 3 guys or 4 guys.
Yep.
Not a big deal. Then over here, basically I closed everything in on his big Night Bus. Luckily this guy lived last turn, so he was sort of pinned in place where my whole army could just swarm it.
Yep, that was the gamble.
It was a gamble, because if he killed it, he would have overrun into this and probably popped Big Papa. So what I did was, these guys hit this flank, this Toad hit his Blender Lord, which pinned him in place, so he couldn't make way to my Great Unclean One. And this guy is still in a challenge with his White King.
Yep.
So it sort of made this sort of a big mess to trying to get attacks onto Big Papa, so it was a safe charge for me. Killed, I think, like 4 or 5 guys, but then with charging in the flank in my 3 ranks, I popped the whole unit plus his Necromancer just on combat res.
Yep.
It happens. I'm sorry, Logan.
That was fine. It's fine. The idea with the gamble was, if I charged in, I was what, 1 wound away from popping your whole unit?
Yeah.
And you rolled really hot on your leadership, which was what made the difference there. So yeah, as Andrew said, if I had gotten that, I would have been able to plow right through into the Great Unclean One and have a really good shot at killing him. But unfortunately, that didn't happen that way. I also, for some reason, had in my mind that Plague Bearers were strength 3, not strength 4, so they're up to strength 5 now. Yeah. Which just melts away my 2+ armor save on my unit. So
also, I got a hot magic phase, so this drone got Curse of the Leper, and he got +2 toughness, so he's toughness 7 right now. That helped him survive this challenge.
Yep.
This unit got Fleshy Abundance, so they had a 3-up regen save, which made them kind of stupid. And then Big Papa got Blades of Putrefaction, which I actually forgot about during the combat phase, but I still did alright. And because of it,
Tally must be close to full.
we got still like another 6 more wounds to cause before I'm full, but once it comes back to my turn, I'm basically amped up. So we'll see what Logan does to pull out of this.
Yeah, it's not looking good, but we'll see. There's always hope. As long as the Vampire Lord is alive, the game can continue.
Yep.
So, alright, we'll be back with Vamps 2. So early, jeez. Alright, here at the end of Vamps 2. Move Spirit Host up to just try to redirect that toad if he wants to keep going. I actually need to be an inch away. There we go. But same general idea. Shuffled some other stuff around, moved my dogs up, moved my Terrorgeist up to the back. Magic phase was kind of balls for me, unfortunately. I did a Gaze in the Gash on Epi, got what, 8 hits?
Yeah.
I rolled a single wound, which he saved. So that didn't go well. Plus it miscast, so my Vampire Lord is now level 3. So I wasn't able to cast anything else, and I lost Gaze in the Gash. So I tossed the rest of my dice from my Vampire at Invocation. I got all my ghouls back, which was kind of nice, and got a single wound back on my Lord. But as you can see here, that Vampire is no longer alive, though the Lord still is, which is nice. Yeah, combat was a bit of a slap fight. I rolled a single wound from my ghouls onto the Toad, which he did take, fortunately. Everything's down to strength 4 now, because my Terrorgeist did manage to kill Epi with a hot roll, thank goodness. Got me back in the game there, which is nice. Yeah, so didn't kill any Plague Bearers, didn't do anything in the challenge, got a single wound on that guy. Lost combat by 2 after all the modifiers and everything for my BSB and whatnot, so BSB's down to 1 wound, Vampire Lord's down to 2 wounds, and my ghouls just reformed to get a couple extra ranks to hopefully keep me in it a little bit longer. But we will see. We're going into Demons 3, which will likely be the end of my White King, but we'll see how it goes. You're at the end of Demons 3. What happened, Andrew?
So I took his bait to charge this guy here. He died, but we'll get into that in a second. Over here, this guy was pulled out of combat, so I reformed to try to fight the Terrorgeist, and then a bunch of stuff happened. So for my magic phase, I actually read my card for the first time, and I realized you can bubble Fleshy Abundance, so I did so. So this unit had a 3-up regen, and the Toad that was in here had a 3-up as well. And then these guys had other stuff. I tried to cast Curse of the Leper on this guy, got it again. He got a +3 this time, so he was toughness 8. In this combat, these guys charged in and joined it. His Blender Lord took out the Plague Toad that was camped out in here. He served his purpose though, so it was good. I killed, I think, like 2 ghouls, and these guys couldn't attack because the challenge that was going on. Now what happened was I got like a couple cheeky wounds through, and he got none because it was so buffed up, except for the Toad, and I guess one on here. That combat res popped his general. This guy killed the White King. Yep. In the duel. Yep. And these guys just like lost 2 guys. Fortunately, that was his general. So in that phase, like right after that happened, the Terrorgeist went down. The combat that was about to happen here, he popped. The dogs over here popped, and then he lost a couple zombies and like 2 ghouls. Yeah, I lost my other dogs. And one thing I just realized is I wouldn't have popped there, but there's no way you wouldn't have won that combat anyway. Yeah, it was a pretty good combat. Yeah. So with that, I now have no wizards left, so I have no general, so I'm crumbling at the start of every single turn. So we're just going to play it out just to see how the scenario goes, how much Andrew would be able to maximize his victory in this position. Part of this mission is, at least for the VTGT? The VTGT, for this mission I need to have Fortitude in his deployment zone. And over here I got kind of greedy and just decided I'll charge next turn. So they're not set up to get to his deployment zone. He's way back here, so I gotta get either this unit or this guy in the back to get the extra points. So we're gonna play it out for that, but I think that was sort of the decisive combat for this game. Yeah, basically what it boils down to here is I need to find a way to chaff up his Great Unqueen one or that unit of Plague Bearers. To stop him from getting a 24-0 and getting a 23-0 instead. Yeah. But either way, we're going to see how it plays out in terms of that, just to get the scenario well tested. So with that, we're into Vamps 3. Here at bottom of 3 with the end of Vamps. We're going to just do turn-by-turn recaps from here because there's no point in doing 5-second updates for it. So, zombies lost a bunch more to crumbling. They tried to swift reform and failed. These zombies lost a bunch more to crumbling. They tried to swift reform, also failed.
My ghouls tried to have a slap fight with the BSB, got 5 poisons against him, but didn't wound a single time. So, with that, I lost that combat by 2 or something. So not too bad. Andrew flubbed his attacks. And with that, we're going into Demons 4. Alright, we're here at the end of the game, which went to top of 5. Top of 5. So, Andrew, why don't you walk us through the last turn and a half there?
So, Plague Bears finish off what was left of the ghouls. His zombies over here, he crumbled super bad and then had 2 left. They charged this toad.
Just for shits and giggles.
Yeah, he might shave a wound or 2. Unfortunately, they didn't get to attack. Over here, he had like 7 zombies, but they're zombies, so these 2 bros combo charged. It's Big Papa. He makes short work of rank and file guys like that. We played it out. We kind of figured this is what's going to happen, but we did play it out to make sure that I could make it for that final objective of getting Fortitude into the enemy deployment zone. So it's Splendid Glory, so 15 inches out. So I made it, and yeah, that was it.
Yeah, I think a fitting defeat after our last game and how close it was, and then the really big mistake we made on the last turn there. But
yeah,
you know, I still I think that my gamble at the start here was reasonably justified.
For sure.
I had a good opening. I tried to take it. I mean, let me know in the comments what you guys think as well. But I think it could very well have paid off. Andrew got really lucky on the roll there with rolling a 3 on his leadership to keep the guys around.
The drones defied the odds of holding. Like, Logan probably should have got them, although the way demon crumbling works, there is that gamble there all the time. So I rolled really good. They held, but if he got through, it would have been a completely different game. He would have taken out Big Papa. My blocks wouldn't have been as sort of buffed up from the spells and stuff, so it would have been a different game for sure. So
yep.
If I was Logan, I would have taken that charge anyways.
Was worth a shot. I might play a bit more conservatively in the actual tournament, because I did have the ability in this game to just sit back for a couple turns, because Andrew didn't really have any offensive magic except for actually getting into combat, so it probably would have been wiser to sit back, maybe give him a few really long bomb charges that I'd be able to handle, and just have my Terror guys come up and try to pop Epi, which he did manage to do, but unfortunately too late. So, either way, it's a good learning experience. Always good to see how these things play out. So, just to recap why we were playing this, there is a tournament coming up in Bolton, Vermont at the end of July called the VTGT. We'll have a link to it in the show notes below. Check it out. It's being run by a buddy of ours from the Green Mountain Boys. It's going to be a lot of fun. If you prepay, you get free access to kegs. That alone makes it worthwhile. It's a $70 US tournament, but it's all you can drink, and it's Vermont microbrews. Like, you can't beat that price. Also, there's a Warhammer tournament.
Yeah, just sign up to drink.
Yeah, exactly. It is ETC, so if you're not familiar with that, check out some of our other battle reports, but we'll have a link to the ETC stuff down below as well.
That being said, my army in this game is not an ETC list.
Yeah.
Logan's is, but it's also his non-ETC list, so that's why we played it like that.
Yeah, mine's the same either way. Ideally, what I'd change out on mine is I'd drop the Spirit Host, probably trim down on the dogs a little bit and take a second Terrorgeist, but I don't actually own a second Terrorgeist at this point. So, we'll see. With Ninth coming out so soon, I'm mostly motivated to just play my current list, because the only tournament I'm playing in before then is also ETC, so may as well just run with that and have a good time. But, yeah, be sure to check that out, and stay tuned on our channel for some more battle reports.